Good morning, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Right on the dot, 8 o'clock, Jeremy. How are we doing with the hair and with the voice? Can you hear me okay? Samir, Team Meltzer, are you on? What's going on today, everybody? Want to pin up training Friday? That's Jakey Bakey. Where's the Team Meltzer? Are they on here? What's up, Jakey Bakes? Thank you for doing that. I'm jumping on here. You guys are amazing. Let's answer some questions. Remember, we got Friday coming up, 11 a.m. Pacific, free training. The best there can be. You can text me, 949-298-2905, or email me at david@dmeltzer.com. Look forward to seeing everybody on there. Let me know where you're coming in from, everybody. Hi, Mohammed. Good to see you. Good to see you, everyone. Let's get some questions rolling. What do you say? Good morning. I love that, the lonely alien. Tamar, good to see you. Thank you for coming. Thank you, everybody. Just get some questions rolling here. And Reno's in the house. That's great to see you. What's going on, everybody? Vince, thank you for joining. Pasadena, Christine Wong. Hi, from the Philippines, Vienna. Great to see everyone. And, of course, Los Angeles. What's up, Greg? There we go. Team David Meltzer is here. Sammy, what are your thoughts on the current situation taking away freedoms of speech and, hold on one second, and artificially implement fear in humans? Well, you don't have to artificially implement fear in humans. So that's the first thing to deal with, right? We all have to practice ending fear. Nobody can make you fearful. We are ones who can pay attention or put intention into fear, creating corrosions and interferences for people not to be able to effectuate the abundance, the blessing that they've been given. But no one can do that. As far as freedoms, look, taking away freedoms, you got to fight for your freedom, whichever way you feel necessary. That's part of democracy, and it's the basis of democracy. So, if you want to use political access, freedom of speech, whatever it may be, you have that power in this country, and you should effectuate it and gain collectivity and a consciousness to express what is bothering you on your issues. Who do you idolize? I have many mentors for situational mentors, right? I idolize people in situations because everybody's human, and when we put somebody on that type of omniscient pedestal, then we're going to get in trouble because everybody's human. So I idolize certain people for social media. I idolize certain people for their medical knowledge. I idolize people for their sports abilities. So pick and choose people that sit in the situation that you want, and it's okay to appreciate and idolize them, as you say, but more importantly, I would mentor and learn from them so you can get better. You want to get better at. When prospects are on the phone, tell you no budget because of COVID, how can my team deal with that? So there's 3 reasons people tell you no. All right. One is time. So people can use time. I don't have time. This isn't a good time. Sorry, right? They can use emotions. Oh, let's wait till after COVID. There's too much going on. My dog died, or some other emotional thing, right? Emotionally, I just can't deal with it right now. But in the end, no matter how little time or how much emotional corrosion and interference people have, in the end, the reason people tell you no is that you have not been able to convey. They may not have been giving you the opportunity to, but you definitely have not been able to convey one simple statement. One statement of, can you see any reason you won't want to move forward after you've articulated the fact that people are going to make more money than they are spending, or they are going to get more value than they are spending. And so you need to work on value. You need to work on the 5 to Thrive technique. If you did not get the free 5 to Thrive training guide, just go ahead. The numbers are pinned below. Free training, free guides. We will send that out to you. It'll go through all 5 steps in order to effectuate value. Stimulating interest, transitioning interest, sharing a vision, managing and develop a vision, and thrive, all based on time, emotion, and value in order to effectuate that. So looking to see. Let's see who wants to go live today with me. Keep the questions coming, everybody. We're gonna get to them. I certainly appreciate it. Let's see here. I got. There we go. Going live. Thank you, Colin, for requesting to go live. There he is.
How's it going, David? Good to see you,
man.
brother.
You're the real steel. Red
That's
line
right.
steel. How are you?
Doing well, man. It's been a busy morning. I force myself to wake up every single morning to get as much done as possible. So even though I was in the Army for almost 7 years and getting up consistently at 4:30, I've kind of had to reinvent that for myself. So it's been a long day already, but we got a lot done.
Yeah, I wake up at 4 every day, and I was suited for the military. Never had the pleasure of being of service, though, and appreciate all the service, not only you've
Absolutely.
done for our country in the military, but what you've done now in times of need, the millions of dollars of products that you've donated and all the things that you've done. But why do you think it is that you've had to work backwards to that routine or to that discipline? Because I believe our disciplines and our habits create our future. And when we have extraordinary habits, some which you've learned in the military, why do you think it is that we give those up and have to work our way back?
So I think that, for me at least, it's I'm very vision driven, and I put timestamps on it. So like last year, my goal was to have 1 million orders, and we were only 3 years old at that point, and we didn't hit that milestone. Now we've done it at this point, but I was like a quarter behind, and so I was frustrated at myself that we couldn't hit it, and I hold myself at such a high accountability level that it's almost challenging to the point where now I force myself, whatever it takes mentality, to go and make it happen. So we just hit 1 million orders a couple days ago. Let me see if I can flip the screen around. And this is Shopify Live, so it's literally just, every order is coming in by the second. So it's crazy.
That's awesome. There's nothing better than that. I'd give you a little bit. I do a lot of executive coaching for some of the biggest executives in the world. But one of the things I've learned, don't limit yourself, man. Don't tell yourself you're going to get 1 million orders by any time. It's always, I'm going to double the amount of orders I have as fast as I can, or I'm going to triple them as fast as I can. The universe doesn't know time. Time's a man-made construct. So it actually puts resistance on you. It puts pressure and stress.
So that's why I force myself, right? I force
I know.
myself to do even more. And so that kind of revolves back to what we were talking about. Why do I make myself do that? It's accountability at the end of the day. I didn't hit it. What can I do to ensure that my time is allocated appropriately and hit these KPIs?
That's a really good one. So just add one word for me then. Just I got that freaky universal sense about me. Put the word minimum. I'm going to have a minimum of 1 million. Relieve yourself, but keep the pressure on, the accountability. Anyway, so explain to me, where your perspective has been, how you shifted your business model, not only because you're a classic case of abundance, right? Your focus is on helping people and being of service, but yet you're making room for everything that you want. The orders just keep coming in by the second, and the more they do, the more you give to other people.
That's right.
And explain that to people, because it doesn't just happen overnight, right? You got to have faith and discipline. And so, when you weren't where you wanted to be, what was that faith? Like, what were you telling yourself in order to say, hey, this is going to come? Because it doesn't happen overnight.
So for me, it was, our product base, for those of you who aren't familiar, we sell steel wall art decor. And so it's not a commodity. It's a commodity-based product. You don't have to have it. And it's hard to pitch, buy a monogram for your front door with everything else going on. And so I had to get behind something else that's beyond myself. And so we started with one product as a give back item, and it's evolved week over week. And the evolution, it started with Sunday, March the 15th. I was driving to work, and a few months ago, my stepmom passed away. She was a nurse for over 35 years, and I had it on my heart to try to give back to the medical staff. And I had a pre-existing product that we sold, tens of thousands of this particular one, and it's a nurse life with the shape of the stethoscope. And I went on a live stream and just said, look, I want to give away 1,000 of these, and I want to give it to you for free. I just have it on my heart to do it. And, we sold out within probably 20 to 30 minutes. We were completely out of that 1,000 and had a ton of requests starting to come in for other things. So, I got with my production team, my managers, and and kind of started to roll out different categories. And we initially created different pieces for first responders, so law enforcement, military, but the medical side in itself has been what's really taken traction. And now we've donated probably close to $3 million in products within the last 45 days.
It's so amazing. You know, what's interesting is how we shift and understand the people that are of service. You know, like so many people have gone ignored for so long. You know, teachers, for example, are a group of people that I feel, you know, we don't
100%.
give them enough respect for the service that they do. And what would we do when the kids have to be home all the time, and how difficult it is? You know, you're sitting there with one 8-year-old or one 10-year-old. You know, imagine, you know, what these teachers, for very little pay, by the way, what they go through every day to make our country better. You know, the delivery people right now, nobody would ever think of, you know, your postman as a hero. But, you know, I would say, you know, as much as anyone in a hospital, the post office, the delivery people are putting themselves, and have, you know, in the thick of it. They're touching everything, right? And they're going door to door every day.
100%.
And then you have, you know, ex-military and you know, people just like you that are of service. Wow. I wrote a book called Compassionate Capitalism, and you're living proof that you can be a compassionate capitalist, that it's okay to make money so you can help more people and have more fun. What's the last lesson, you know, you'd like to share with us that you've learned through the successes that you've had? Because I'd love people to be able to mirror what you've done with their businesses, because like you said, nobody would ever thought, you know, steel emblems at Redline Steel would, you know, be a business that wasn't affected or could grow or be a notarized business. What's the best lesson that you've learned?
So I think the value of just giving without the expectation of a return. And, you know, right now we're acquiring customers cheaper than we've ever done. I know my avatar. When you look at my avatar, it's women 35, 65 plus. That is the exact demographic that I'm targeting right now on the medical side. And so my cost per acquisition leads, I'm at like 32 cents on an add to cart, paid budget, you know, and the organic traction between, you know, the media and everybody else picking this up. It's been an incredible leverage tool, knowing that I'm losing on average $3.82 per acquisition lead that I ship a single black item. Now the faith comes in place when I believe, because I'm targeting the right demographics and I know my data, that they'll come back for order 2, 3, but I have to be patient. And so it's a long-term game. I'm not going to make a lot of money. I'm probably losing a ton of money right now in this month. Even though orders are up, my average order values are very, very low. But I understand the process. And I think it's just becoming comfortable with the uncomfortable, and betting on yourself and investing into customers' data and using that to your betterment. And so, yeah.
That's so true, man. That's the methodology. I always say the difference between me and most people, there's some people that just work hard. And I think you and I both know that doesn't work. There's some people that work hard and smart, and that has a better chance statistically of working. But the people that are truly successful, they're the ones like you that work hard, smart, and what I call long. Right? You're working long with faith, saying, look, if I manage and develop the expectations of my customers and provide more value than I ask for, it will fill the void that I've created for myself, because giving and receiving are one, with no conditions or judgments in the trade that you're making. So I congratulate you, man. You are the epitome of a compassionate capitalist. I appreciate your service on and off the field, as they say in my business. So you reach out anytime, anything I can do. Where can people find you and Redline Steel?
So you can connect with me at Colin Wayne 1 across all platforms, all verified. There's a bunch of fake accounts. So, and then Redline Steel is our company on social media. You can just look up Redline Steel. It'll pop up, or redlinesteel.com. So thank you, David, for having me. It's an honor, and look forward to connecting in the future.
Absolutely. Take care. Thanks for all your service. What a great guy. Thanks, Colin. All right, man. See, it's like the most unglamorous businesses are doing huge impact. Millions of dollars that guy's given, millions of dollars to help our first responders. And non-traditional first responders, even though he is a traditional hero, giving his service for so many years to us for our freedom, which was a question from before. Let's jump on a few more questions. Speaking of, before we bring our next guest, let me know if you want to go live with me. Keep on pouring in the questions for me. Secrets to a happy marriage and relationships. Look for the superpower in the people in your relationships. Look, if you want to find faults in somebody, you're going to find them. It's like the need to be offended. It will feed itself faster than anything else. I always say, I wish the world could be fed as fast as a fence. Right? I wish the world could be fed as fast as a fence, because the minute you start looking to be offended, boom, it's fed. Imagine if the world could feed that fast. But even more importantly, you've got to look for the superpowers in everybody, and that's what you're going to get when you find those superpowers. So everyone has some great attributes and personality traits. Look and focus in on them. Laugh at the other ones. Rule number 6 from Deepak Chopra, the Xander's family, and Wayne Dyer: don't take yourself so seriously. All right. How can a person promote their business? Toby, that's a great question, my friend. How are you? Look, there's 4 ways to promote your business: in person, on the phone, via email, and media: radio, print, TV, and social media. Those are the 4 ways. And I would have a strategy to capture content, modify it, amplify it, and perpetuate it in the 5 to Thrive system. If anybody wants the 5 to Thrive guide, go ahead and email me, david@dmeltzer.com. Text me 949-298-2905. I'll give you the 5 to Thrive guide. But there is a exact mathematical platform and structure that I can teach you in order to literally market and to be successful, to monetize your innovation or ideas or product, service, or solution. So great questions, by the way. Let's keep them coming. Let's see here. Hello, David. How do you deal with big change? I don't look at things as big and small. I just see things as change. And so I take inventory of my values. And that way I have control of my mindset. I have control of my emotions. I have control of what I say and what I hear. I have control of what I do, regardless of the things around me, because no matter what the circumstances is that I perceive, I'm stuck in utilizing my values, personal, experiential, giving and receiving, in order to effectuate my action or reaction. And so it's a different perspective to look within. Coach Tech, how are you, my friend? How can I get you on my podcast? Email me. I'll come on your podcast. You are an incredible human being, and I can't think of anyone more positive that I'd like to be on their podcast. So email me at david@dmeltzer.com. Love to come on your podcast. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see here. Let's get to the next one. Hello, David. How would I deal with a negative change in my life? FG, breaking up with a relationship. Well, first of all, there's 4 ways to deal with any relationship or change as well emotionally. So one is gratitude. So be grateful for the relationship. Look and see the light, the love, and the lessons of being in that relationship. 2, forgive. Forgive yourself for all the things that you did that were not productive or aligned with the relationship. 3, be accountable. Be accountable for the relationship not working out. Ask yourself, what did I do to attract this? And what am I supposed to learn from it? And 4, understand the effective communication, right? Look and see, how well did I communicate with that light, love, and lessons that I've learned, and taking it through me with appreciation, adding value, to giving it to others, to clear that connection between me and that relationship or other people, and learn from it, and either make that relationship better or your next one better. These are very pragmatic ways to deal with it, which are very strong emotional issues. Hello, David. Big fan of you. How do you make decisions between logic and emotion? You know what? I'm not sure anyone's ever asked me, how do I do it between? I don't. So I make logical decisions on emotion. So I have a blend. And so that blend is that I do a logical decision, then I take time out and extract it, and that puts me into an emotional state. I say to myself, would I make the same decision if I lived a billion lifetimes? Where's Marcus? How come I can't add you, Marcus? I would love to. Just hide live video from Marcus, pin comment, report comment. Uh, I wonder where, whoa, wonder where Marcus went. Hold on, sorry about that. Uh, Go ahead and make a request, Marcus. I'm trying to get you in here. My friend it will not allow me to grab you. Marcus Thomas from Forbes. There it is. All righty. So blend pragmatic decision making with faith, blend logic with that emotion.
I'm
Oh,
right
he's
here.
alive. He's alive. I don't know what happened there, but how are you?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. You see, I'm growing my hair out.
I didn't even think you could grow a beard, so that's amazing. You and
I
Jake.
can.
You and Jake. Jake's gone 2 months. He looks like Scooby Doo. I swear. Or what Shaggy? He has like a little thing right there. What's going on there in New York? You're in New York, guys. So,
I am. I'm in New York. I'm actually going on a rogue mission and shortly heading to the office to grab a few things, like in the center of it all. So
well, nice.
I'm getting prepared for that right now.
You stayed happy and healthy, I also assume.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm home with my wife, with my two kids. So I'm blessed. I can't complain. But obviously it's a tough time for everyone.
Yeah, how's your business doing with Forbes? And what are you guys doing online? How have you adjusted, pivoted to help empower, the people that you empower? And it's sure it's growing.
Yeah, so the work that we're doing with Forbes and Forbes 8, that's still very active. That was the majority digital focused and on the Forbes 8 platform.
Yeah,
For those of you who don't know, my company Fueled by Culture has collaborated with Forbes and Forbes 8 on this platform that's an OTT platform. It's a mobile application where we're producing content with them to inspire and just help entrepreneurs and give them the opportunity to direct access to support. It's basically your mobile mentor, a mentor in your pocket, as they like to say. But that's going extremely well. But obviously, we've been impacted from the in-person experiences that we were doing.
yeah.
We were doing about 30 a year at a high level. We did one with you, as you know. We just did Damon John. We've had a couple lined up that obviously we had to put on the shelf. But obviously, pivots and there's going to be a new normal, right? So, we're having a ton of conversations internally about how we can still service those folks who normally come out in person.
Yeah, it's really interesting because you and I both do so many events. Obviously with my sports marketing company, there's nothing to do because those are all based on the hospitality and sponsorship and gifting at different events, and now they're
Yep.
non-existent. The way that I'm looking at Marcus, and I wonder to get your take on it. I kind of connect the dots backwards. So I think when we're in the event business, we have to look at one thing. There can't be a major event until there's a vaccine because all it takes is one person showing up with thousands of people and we're
Right.
back in the same place where we're at. So I kind of backtrack it there and say, okay, what can we do until that, and how do I build so that my audience has tripled or quadrupled? So even if I can't, make and do what I was doing before, it's all going to come back tenfold when we do come back. So the first question is, one, do you think we'll ever be able to have those type of events? And two, what are the things you're doing to build that audience?
Yeah, so I don't think we'll have those kinds of events at that level. I think, especially for folks like us who are about the people first, and, it's not, obviously the money's great, but it's about servicing people. And when you're so caught up in the product of servicing people, giving them a great experience, um, you know, once you put that forward, the new normal is going to be an easy adjustment, because obviously if you're worried about the health of your patrons or everyone that comes to your experiences and you're taking those precautions, people are going to feel comfortable coming to your events, and the adjustment, whatever that looks like, you'll be at the forefront, just by being careful. And for us, um, say being in contact with those guests and providing these similar experiences but online, and still being very sensitive to what's happening now, sensitive to how others, their businesses have been impacted, their day-to-day lives have been impacted, and being very tasteful about what we're offering and, you know, the value that we're providing to them. And we're very hyper focused on audio right now as well.
Yeah, no, and the last thing I want to ask you about, which always is why I was attracted to you, is you were a great athlete, not like me, but you were a real athlete, and but
Cut it out.
you at a young age you were able to kind of transition the ego that is grown out of being a D1 superstar like yourself and working in everybody for so many years, telling you how great you are, and you really live within the context of radical humility, not just humility. You really have a grip on humility, and you're practicing humility, and knowing that you still, like me, have a potential that we haven't reached. Where did that journey start, as you come out of college, as a super athlete, and then learning what I think is a practice of humility that to me has made you the success you are?
Yeah, out of college, I always had the goal to go to the NBA. And when I felt like that window was closing for me, I started to make adjustments in my life. And I really went from me to we as it related to my family. And, I wanted to be, the fact that I couldn't go to the NBA opened up doors for me to go overseas. And, it closed doors for me to be close to my family, which is very important to me. So, for me, the adjustment from being a college athlete and, going to the pros and then from the pros to business, it was an easy adjustment, because I had to circle back to my values and understand what that meant to me, which was being directly, with my family and providing for my family. So the transition wasn't hard. And, the two things that were pivotal in this transition was having a great support system and being extremely vulnerable. Vulnerable in the fact that, I knew the transition wouldn't be easy, financially on my family, in a sense, giving up guaranteed money, having a skill or trade that was already providing for us. I made the pivot, not knowing what would be next. And that was jumping into this crazy thing called entrepreneurship. But, being vulnerable and having a support system, asking for help, telling friends what I'm doing, telling the folks who supported me throughout my career playing basketball, like, look, I know you traveled X amount of miles throughout my career. I know you were there for me every step of the way. But this is not what I'm doing anymore. That's a tough transition right there. But, being vulnerable and honest, is the best thing that happened to me.
I found with a lot of athletes, which I work with over the years, is I keep telling them, truth vibrates that fastest, and the ones that stay with an ego and, make up the stories and exaggerate and oversell, how great they are and how well things are doing are the ones that, everybody knows the truth anyway, and then they don't get the help that they need, and they end up actually manifesting exactly what they don't want. And, I've
That's
done
right.
a lot with Fueled by Culture. Big fan of Marcus Thomas, big fan of yours.
Thank
And of
you.
course, Forbes 8 and Forbes are great partners of yours. And I can't wait to see what we do together when we finally get together. And we're going to make a lot of money, help a lot of people, and have a lot of fun. That's what I always do with you. So I appreciate you coming on and joining me, my friend.
Absolutely.
Stay humble, boy.
Thanks for having
Take
me.
care. Anytime. Come back.
All right,
Take
dude.
care. Right on.
Yep.
As a good friend. It's funny because he's a young entrepreneur, and, the first thing out of his mouth when I met with him is, what can I do for you? Right? What can I do for you? How can I be of service? And every time I went to him to help him, he was all, what can I do for you? And just started helping me build my brand within a different community, a different culture, which resonates with the same ideas of illumination, humility, vulnerability, all the great things and traits of people that are gracious, forgiving, accountable, and inspired. And he is one inspired person. Check him out at Marcus Damas, Fueled by Culture. Really, really good guy, great organization, great causes. And they are aligned with my motto for everyone. to let's all make a lot of money so we can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Remember, you cannot be poor enough to make someone rich, but you can be rich enough to make someone rich. So let's get rich and help other people get rich. You have inspired me. What it takes to become a great entertainer. 3 things: develop skills, acquire knowledge, and you must practice the ability to must be what you can be. In other words, enjoy the consistent, persistent pursuit of your potential. On fire, Danny, good to see you as well. Looking to see, maybe we'll get one more person online, take one question. Love to have it here. It's a great Wednesday morning. So many questions, I appreciate it. Keys to making an elevator pitch to sell yourself to others. I'm going to make you wait till Friday, but the keys are both personal and professional pitches. We're going to do free training on Friday on personal and professional pitches. So if you're trying to get married, get a girlfriend, boyfriend, if you want to convince someone to eat broccoli, I'm going to teach you the keys to pitch, and that'll be 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern time. Free training for everyone. I will not sell you anything. It is just like Sesame Street, the monster at the end of the book. All you're going to get at the end of the training is me, lovable, cuddly David. No Barney either. No subjective value, quantitative value. We're going to go through different key steps, walk you through the pitch, and so that you can work on it and hopefully join me on the training. And we'll get a guide as well, a free guide that I'll give away for you guys, okay? Let's see who is here. I'm looking for anyone to go live. We got many choices. Let me get it one more question as we go. Jakey, we're good. Looking for Hector, little esports action. Anybody want to talk esports with me? Let's get it going on. So many questions here. Let's go in here. Dave, your legend, how do you make a tough choice? You got to take inventory of your values, and then there's no tough choices. When you take inventory of your values, personal, experiential, giving and receiving values, there's no tough choices because you know your values every day. You could be a hypocrite and change your mind every day and your values, but that's fine. But there are no tough choices. They're just tough people. There's no tough situations. They're just tough people. And if you want 2 things to work on is being tough and using your telephone. That's what my boy Mike Diamond says right there. I love you too. You got to check us out on Tuesdays, 3 o'clock. I'm on a show. It's called The Dose of David and Diamond. And Mike Diamond, recovery specialist and spiritual engineer, I call him. He will engineer your spirituality with a pragmatic process to allow you to make more money, help more people, and have more fun. And best of all, it's a lot of fun. We laugh our butts off for a good 45 minutes to an hour. So thank you, Mr. D. That's D for Diamond, and Dose, dopamine, and the rest of it to make you happy and elevate yourself to another level. Looking to see if anybody wants to go live here, and let me answer another question. Thank you for all the great questions, though, by the way. Let me know where you're coming in from. Let me know what's going on. We're flying through this. Casey Adams, 4-door down from my beach house. Welcome. Good morning. Glad you are okay, my friend. A young superstar. My biggest challenge is self-limiting beliefs and self-sabotage. How can I deal with those? Okay. Practice number 1. Right? We're always going to practice something. So there's 2 separate things. Self-sabotage comes from your worthiness. So what I want you to do is to create a mantra and remind yourself anytime you don't feel worthy that you're worthy. You're worthy of everything that you can receive because everything's going to come through you with appreciation for others. Appreciation is not only gratitude, to be gracious for what you have, but appreciation, like when you buy a house, is to add value. So we're going to get rid of the self-sabotage by allowing you to feel worthy. You're worthy of everything that you receive, and everything that you receive comes through you for others, which makes you even more worthy. Limiting beliefs, I would start by lowering the bar. And if you have limiting beliefs, start lowering the bar by saying words like minimum. Start doing things that you can achieve by the moment or the minute. So we're really good there. Let's see if anyone else wants to go live with me. Let me know. I want to take one more person live if you're available. That'd be great. I appreciate it. Not, we'll just take questions here. We'll get going. I have self-limiting beliefs that are my biggest challenge as well. Okay. So, You know, the first step in limiting beliefs is knowing you're limiting themselves. So one of the other things or tricks to do limiting beliefs is to know that man-made constructs of time, amounts, money, those are all illusions. Those are all limiting things that you can just fix real quick by saying minimum, a minimum amount of time, double as fast as I can. There's all types of little tricks, but you want to lower the brow. Mikael Brandup is in the house, amazing artist and friend, made me one of the best gifts I've ever gotten. Let me see, we'll grab someone real quick, take a quick live. Who is coming in here? Good morning.
Hey, what's going on, sir? How you doing?
I'm well. Where are you calling from, Jordan?
I'm calling from Dallas, Texas, man.
Cowboys fan?
I'm not. I just moved here from Atlanta, actually.
Oh, okay. Falcons fan.
Yeah. You already
Right,
know.
right. What question you got for me?
So my question is, so like I just graduated like a year ago, and I come into this job. It's a technology job, technology sales. So I make a decent amount. I'm trying to figure out how to stay motivated. Like my goal was to make 6 figures. I hit that goal after college. Now I'm kind of feeling less motivated, and like how do I find that motivation? Because I feel like having that goal, I hit it, and I'm like, okay, what's next?
Yeah. All right. So here's the problem, right? We're taught do you play sports in high school or college?
Yeah, basketball.
Yeah, basketball. So they teach us motivation, right? And they don't tell us about the concept of inspiration, right? So motivation gets you up. It'll get you to 100 grand, but inspiration is going to get you to a billion or more, right? The inspired people, when we can separate our mind, okay, motivation can happen by fear. Fear can motivate us, but it's a soul sucker. We're going to run out of energy. And you see it, I'll use the Falcons as my best example. Falcons were a motivated team at the Super Bowl. The New England Patriots are an inspired team, right? They get you there, 9 playoff, 9 championships, all 6 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Motivation is short term. So once you change in your mindset, I'm going to be inspired. So what does it take to be inspired? Well, number one, it takes the understanding of acceleration, exponential growth, and segmentation, right? We change our perspective from, I'm not just going to, a lot of people are talking about limiting beliefs in here. I'm not just going to get to one place. So let me give you some professions that, the people that are most successful, which is like the 1% of the 1%, the only reason they're successful is they enjoy the consistent everyday, persistent without quit, pursuit of that potential. Not a certain number, right? 100 grand, but the potential, right? Your potential is unlimited. So if I take that in the context, you can look at like direct marketing, which is MLMs. If you look at financial planners, these types of, I call them grit businesses, but the 1% of the 1%, they don't limit themselves and they stay inspired every day in person, on the phone, via email and media, radio, print, TV, social media. They stay inspired to their potential and they enjoy the pursuit. They don't worry about the outcome. They've taken, you and I both have lived our lives in sports where we put and attach our emotions, our happiness to an outcome. Oh, I'll be happy when we win. I'll be happy when we make the playoffs. I'll be happy when we win the playoffs. I'll be happy when we make the Super Bowl. Whatever it is, that's the way we're trained to be motivated. I want you to shift the paradigm to inspiration. Think about it in this context. I just want to improve. And even if my senses can't pick up the millimeter that I improve today, if I double the amount I improve every day, a millimeter, the tiniest segment that I can't even see, turns into miles, turns into oceans really quickly. So I focus in on trying to double the amount of things I can as quick as I can, because if I double things faster and faster and faster, the numbers get enormous. And, that's what I did with my ambassadorship. I looked at it and I segmented it out, 20 segments, 2 people to get me 2 people a year. And in 20 years, it took me to 2 million people getting 2. And then once I got the segmentation right, then what I did is I said, what if I speeded it up instead of 20 years to 10 years? How big would the number be? Then I said, what if it was in 10 years? What if I could do it in 10 months, 10 weeks, 10 days, 10 hours, 10 moments? Because that's where it will get if you focus in on 2 things, how quickly and how much, right? So the acceleration and growth, and then attach your emotions to that part, not the outcome. Not only will you get a bigger outcome, but you'll get there faster and you'll be inspired, not motivated. Use your motivation when you wake up hungover or sad or what. Use your motivation to get you up. Use your inspiration to get you there. All right?
Gotcha. That makes total sense. So be inspired instead of with being motivated.
Motivated.
And okay, I appreciate
All
it, Dave.
right.
Thank you.
All right, Jordan, come to my trainings on Friday, man. You like them. I'm
All
going
right,
to do
appreciate it.
perfect pitch. All right, cool. Thanks, man. Yeah, it's so much fun, right? That's some of the basics that we're going to teach on Friday. So please, everybody, join me. I saw somebody ask how they can help me get more ambassadorship. Everyone come to Friday training. It's free. If it's free, it's me and it's you. So let's take one more question. Love to have it. Thank you, everyone, for joining. You think post-crisis is best time to start a business? No. Now. Do it now. Ask yourself, can I do it now? If you can do it now, do it, because you are going to save yourself so much time and be so much more statistically successful. Yes, the trainings are online, by the way. Go ahead, email me, David at D Meltzer, or go to dmeltzer.com/training. It's free, or you can text me to get the registration link, 949-298-2905. So thank you. It's going to be Perfect Pitch, personal and professional pitch is this week. So I'm doing it every Friday and 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. I got a guide for the perfect pitch this time. I had a guide for the ultimate ego. I have a guide for 5 to Thrive, which were the last two. I've been doing these for 20 some years in person, and I've taken them online. So please share them with your friends. They're free. I'm not going to sell you anything. Like I said, the only monster at the end of the book is me. Lovable, cuddly Grover, and we're going to teach you quantitative value. Portland, Oregon, in the house. Thank you for joining me. We got one more minute. Let me see if I got one more question. I'm trying to get the most in as productive and accessible and gracious as I can. Hello, sir. A very good evening to you and a good morning to me. I'm 18. I want to start the day treading. What's your opinion? I want to start day treading. What's your opinion? I think what you're saying, you want to start the day at the highest frequency. So what we want to do is not live the myth of Sisyphus, right? We want to go ahead and push a boulder up to the top of the hill, plateau, and grow for the next day. That's the goal. Oh, day trading? All right, thanks. Day trading, find an expert, right? If you're going to day trade, find a mentor. If you're 18 years old, don't just go at it yourself. Don't pay the dummy tax. There's people that are very successful day trading. I have a friend, go ahead and email me. From Tulane, his freshman year, made over $1 million. He's one of the best day traders in the world. I'd be happy to make the introduction. He's a great guy. He builds schools all over the world. And I'm sure Justin's looking at me going, oh, great. Dave can't remember his buddy's name from Tulane. He's one of the funniest dudes I've ever met. And now I can't remember his name. But go ahead, email me. I'll look it back up. But find a mentor. Look, if you're 18 years old and you want to do something, find someone that sits in the situation that you want to be in. That's my first piece of advice. Thank you so much. Tim Sykes, thank you, Justin. So Tim Sykes, if you want introduction to Tim Sykes, I'd be happy to give it to you. All right, everybody. This has been incredible as usual. I appreciate everyone. How to introduce a business proposal. Go ahead. All these questions, please email me. Come to my free Friday training, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern time. You can email me, David at dmeltzer.com. Text me at 949-298-2905. Freddie, Tim, everybody, thank you, thank you, thank you. Remember, be kind to your future self. Do good deeds. Come to my training on Friday. It's free. Take care. Bye.